Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you too. So, okay, big news. Can you tell me a little bit about it, how it happened? And first, if we could, tell people watching a little bit about both companies and how they're going to interact with each other, if you might.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, I think Realcomm has done a great job of identifying trends and things that are happening in our industry. One of them is going to be consolidation, we think, and we're going to be one of the consolidators. So Jeff and I have been talking about this opportunity for about a year. And in our space, over the last 25 years, Jeff's been in the market for 25 years. We've been in the market for 15 years. And there are about 8 or 10 solutions in our space that commercial real estate owners and operators have to choose from.
Yeah.
We think there's going to be a bit of consolidation going on for the betterment of the marketplace.
Yeah.
And that's essentially what this is all about.
Yep. And so, as Tim mentioned, we've been in the space for a long time, and Realcomm's been a big part of that. That's been great about addressing the industry. So it's interesting to me because it turned out to be a great fit. We were always really strong with complex, asset-heavy, developer owner managers, and building engines has been a real innovator in the rest of the space. So with big FMs and tenant-facing solutions, and it just seemed like a natural fit. So really, when we started talking about it, it was a fairly quick process.
Really?
Yeah.
How
long from chatting to happening?
I have an email back in April of last year, so about 15 months of discussions. What's pretty natural is you heat up and then it cools down, and you got to sort of get a sense for how this is going to work.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. Now, in this case, the other unusual thing about our companies is we are literally across the street. So we're in one office building. You look across the street, and that tower across the street is where Awaremanager is located. So really crazy.
Wow.
It's serendipitous in some ways.
Now, throughout these past 15 years, have you been interacting because of your close proximity?
Not really. It's interesting. We're kind of we occupy slightly different places in the market, and there are places where we overlap, and there's clients that we have in common, there's clients that have traded back and forth, but I think that there's kind of a natural sense of where we each fit. And so what's great about this is it allows us together to cover the entire market, and also it gives us a deep bench to address it. So it's working out great.
How is the combination of building engines and Awaremanager going to make some of the people around here start to quiver? What are some of the advantages you bring to the table?
One of the things we get right away is scale. So we have more resources to put to work.
Yeah.
So instead of 2 R&D efforts, we have 1. We can really double down in some very interesting areas. So our product is going to really accelerate from that perspective.
Yeah.
The other aspect to it too, there's so much activity in this space right now, and there's so many solutions that are entering the space, but a lot of them are very shallow. So sometimes you have something that will address a surface need. Yeah. So I think what we together bring to the table is that foundational core functionality that you need underneath that. So it gives firms the ability to try lots of different things. It accelerates research. It's going to be great.
Yeah. So it's recent, right? I mean, how recent?
3 weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks. So we don't have any case studies yet. We don't have anything. But can we begin to look at ways that you're excited to employ the combined solution?
Yeah. So Jeff kind of alluded to Awaremanager is heavily focused on complex, highly configurable engineering and maintenance environments. And we've been tending more to the tenant side, the property manager, tenant relationship side. So all of a sudden that combination is really powerful.
Yeah.
So we're now at the drawing board trying to figure out exactly what that next version of the product that combines those two together.
Yeah.
During an acquisition process, each party doesn't disclose everything. So
Sure.
you're trying to keep something secret. Now all the secrets are coming out.
You're like when the president finds out about the aliens.
Yeah, exactly.
So were you both kind of mutually delighted to go, oh, you've been working on this? We've always wanted to.
All good surprises.
Really good.
It's really fun.
No bad surprises so far.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my last question to you, more or less. Based on the themes of the conference, okay, and what you both know now about what the combined power of what you both bring to the table, where's the greatest opportunity for what you're about to do?
Well, actually, for us, I mean, Realcomm's fantastic for us because so many of our clients are here.
Yeah.
So this is an opportunity to talk to all of them about the fact that we're one firm now.
Yeah.
To give them confidence in what we're doing, which is great. All the feedback's been wonderful. They've all been really supportive. But the other thing that's a consistent theme is how frothy the market is right now. And I think what we bring to it is we bring scale, we bring those deep client relationships, and we bring innovation. So I think we fit right into the theme. I mean, the theme of acceleration is the theme this year.
Yes.
And what we're doing is all about accelerating what we do.
Yeah, To be a little more specific, the two themes that we really are hot about are tenant engagement, tenant experience, tenant sentiment, especially as it relates to building operations. So trying to figure out how that building is operating and the tenant experience is one of the vectors we're on product-wise.
Yeah.
And then data analytics. So we have 25 years of building operations data in our databases and really unleashing that and figuring out how do we present that value to the asset owners and those folks trying to make a more valuable building. Really interesting opportunities for us.
What's one area of the tenant experience that both of you looked at and said, why doesn't someone fix that? We can do so much better.
Well, one very specific example is there's this practice of every year or two surveying the tenants and figuring out how they're feeling. Once a year, and you sort of give them a box of chocolates and you sort of lure them into that, filling out that survey. What we're deploying right now is continuous surveying, continuous monitoring. How are you feeling? How do you feel about the exterior of the building? How do you feel about the interior building?
Right.
How's your space feeling? Is it feeling crowded? Continuously. And with automation, mobile applications are at your fingertips on the web or on a mobile app. It seems obvious to us. Like, why aren't we always trying to figure out the sentiment of the tenant, not once a year?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to give you an opportunity to throw down your gauntlet, if you will. And I don't mean it in that way. I don't mean it in a challenging way. But tell the industry what they can expect in the next 5 years from Awaremanagers, building manager, whatever you guys are going to call it. Do you have a name already or no?
Building engines.
It'll be building engines.
Okay, cool.
So Awaremanager will continue as a building engines company.
Gotcha.
We're on a convergent.
Fabulous.
Yeah. Well, I think our intent is be the biggest of the best. So we have about 2.5 billion square feet on our platform. We want to be 5 billion. We want to be 10 billion, and really be that platform company, covering the tenant experience and engagement with the tenant, covering data analytics. So really being a platform company is where we're headed.
Yeah. And what excites you the most about combining your data analytics with what Building Engines does?
We bring context to each other's data, in the sense that if you have the human behavior data and the experience and the tenant sentiment, and you can combine it with what's actually going on in the facility, it gives you a lot of power. It gives you a huge advantage in driving analytics. So if you start changing, things about the way a building operates, and you can immediately see how that's impacting your tenant sentiment in the building, it allows you to avoid making your tenants angry, and it can make the building more efficient, and it can drive a lot of great reporting.
Yeah, and I mean, ultimately that's what smart buildings are about anyway, right? It's about creating an environment where people are happy because it's doing what they want it to do. Any last thoughts about what 2018 is, both for the industry, for this conference, and for your companies?
I think I started in real estate tech in 2003. Very difficult to raise money. Everyone thought it was a laggard industry, not valuing technology. I mean, clearly that's changed. We have tailwinds now, not headwinds. Yeah. And I think it's the most exciting time, not only to just be alive, but in this industry for sure. There's some great things going on, some great energy. Everyone's very, very open to, technology is the answer.
Yeah.
It's great for us.
What's been wonderful for us is client reaction has been hugely positive. And so we had been sort of a very independent company for a long time. And I was concerned a little bit with how are our clients going to react.
Yeah.
And almost universally it was, about time. So it's about time you partnered up and, started to address the industry the way that the industry needs to be addressed. So this gives us the scale and the scope and the resources to do it.
Terrific. Guys, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much.
Tim, Jeff, thank you.
With you.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Looking forward